Okay, so today's lecture is on the composting. Okay, so as previous lecture we discussed about the different methods which are used for the treatment of solid waste. Okay, so basically these treatment methods for the disposal of solid waste are broadly classified into composting, and one of the type is vermicomposting. So vermicomposting is the type of composting. Okay, so the composting is one of the major method which is used for the treatment of solid waste. After that, next one is you can say incineration. Okay. So incineration, where the pyrolysis and gasification are also the subtypes of the incineration, where the waste is completely burned out. And the next one is the landfilling. So where the waste is dumped into the ground and covered with the soil layer. And that one of the modern landfilling method where a properly well monitoring system is available in modern landfilling method. So these are the major methods which are used for the disposal of the solid waste. Okay. So the composting, next one is incineration, and next one is landfilling. Okay. So in previous lecture we discussed about the composting. So basic definition of composting is nothing but the solid waste is converted into the humus like material, and which is used as a manure after the decomposition of solid waste by the under aerobic condition. Okay, so that means that waste, organic waste that decomposed under the aerobic condition and it converted to humus. That humus, it is nothing but a fertilizer having a good NPK value. That is what the basic definition of composting. And this composting process having various advantages. So one of the, it improves the soil aeration, it prevents erosion of soil. Again, it is a very easy method for the disposal of solid waste. And also whatever that manure or compost which produced when composting, that increasing the yield of crop. That means it is beneficial for the agriculture purpose. So these are the various advantages of composting. So the various advantages of composting, it having some of the disadvantages or limitations. So the first limitation is this method is suitable for a small and medium size of towns. Okay. So second thing, the controlling of moisture content is very important. Okay, so you have to maintain the moisture content during that process. As also the separation mechanism is also required. That is, before the composting, you have to separate some other waste from the organic waste. It may be plastic, it may be rubber, metals. So this all other waste you have to require or required to separate before the composting. So these are the some of the limitations of that composting process. Okay, so now we want to discuss in detail. So you can see, so this is what the basic definition, and you can see the picture. So that picture indicates the compost, which is brown or maybe gray color or some black color sometimes. Okay, so that compost after the completely process of composting. Okay, so this compost, it is the organic material from the decomposition of carbon and nitrogen. So carbon, that means whatever that source of carbon, it may be dry leaves, and the nitrogen may be food scraps. Okay, so that dry leaves and food scraps combinedly decomposition occurs, and finally you get organic material. That is what the compost. Okay, next thing, it happens naturally. So this process of composting is happen naturally because whatever that composting that going to be done by the organism. Okay, so whatever that organism which present into that food sample, or there may be cow dung. Okay, or either it may be in the presence of soil, that going to be decomposed, that all waste, dry leaves and food waste and other waste. So that process, you can say, that happens naturally, and certain techniques accelerate the process. So this waste, it is dark in color like a soil structure and light crumbling. So next, the definition again, the composting. So composting is the transformation of organic material, that is plant matter, through the decomposition into a soil-like material, and that is the material which produces after the composting. That is called as compost. Okay. So who are the responsible for composting? So nothing but the microorganism and the bacteria. Okay. So that insects and earthworms. So that is called as Okay, insect and earthworms and microorganisms like a bacteria and fungi help in this transformation. Okay, so these organisms which are responsible for that transformation, it is bacteria, fungi, insect and earthworms. So these are the major organisms which required for the decomposition of that waste. Again, one of the definition. So composting is the decomposition of plants, remains and other living material to make an earthy, dark and crumbly substance that is excellent for adding to a house plant or enriching the garden soil. Okay, so that means after the composting process, whatever in that compost you get, you can add it to the house plant and also you can add it to the garden soil. So that is very beneficial and very rich in NPK value. So after that, why it is important, why the composting is very important. Okay, so this composting is very important, having various factors. Also we discussed the advantages. So either it prevents the erosion of soil, second it improves soil aeration, also it is a very easy method for the disposal of solid waste, and the major thing is whatever that manure which produce which increase the yield of crop. Okay, so these are the various advantages of the composting. So you can see here why it is important. So the environmentally, first point is environmentally responsible. So obviously if you are going to throw the waste anywhere, so that leads to water pollution, air pollution and the soil pollution. So that is one thing. Next, keep biodegradable waste out of the landfill and sewage plants. Okay. So obviously if you are going to throw away the biodegradable waste into the landfill, that also increase the cost of the land, that increase the cost of the landfill, and also increase what other costs like you can say the labor cost and operation cost. So directly without disposal of that waste, biodegradable waste into the landfill, you can decompose that waste at the composting. So that's why the composting is very important. Next, alternative to the burning is without burning you can use that whatever that biodegradable matter for the composting process, and that also prevents the air pollution that happen due to the burning of waste. Okay, so again whatever that manure produce, that is what a good fertilizer, and you can use for that uh, agriculture purpose and garden purpose. Save money, so it save money. Next, reduce waste stream. Again, a yard and food scrap, 30% of landfill. That means you reduce the volume of that waste which we are going to transfer for the landfill. It improves the soil structure, retain the moisture, slow runoff from rain, and reduced need of fertilizer. So these are the various some of the points that you can consider during the composting. That means you can say why it is important. So these all factors say the composting is important. So the next one is reduce need for the chemical fertilizer. We already discussed. Improve the soil structure of your soil. Next, it reduces the yard waste going to landfill. Again, the slow prevent erosion of soil. That is nothing but a slow stormwater runoff. Help to protect bay, decrease water use in your landscape, and it's easy and good exercise. So these are the various conditions that leads the composting. So that you can say the composting is very important. Okay, next, again same, the compost improve the soil structure, texture and aeration, increase the soil water holding capacity, that is it prevents the erosion of soil. And next, compost loosen clay soil and helps sandy soil retain water. Next, it improves the soil fertility and stimulate healthy root development. Next, organic matter provides food for microorganism, and it is nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus mineral. Okay, so after the decomposition of that waste, the humus or fertilizer which produce, that is good in NPK value. So what is the science of the composting? So what is the science behind the composting process? So you can see the composting is the natural process in which the living organism decomposes organic matter into the inorganic matter in the soil. Okay, is that the composting is the natural process in which living organism decompose organic matter. Okay, so this whatever that organic matter which is decomposed by the organism. Next, the organism feed on the organic material through the respiration, generate the energy that they use for the movement, growth, and reproduction or the storage store energy. That means organism which are responsible for that composting process, they compost the organic material through the respiration and they produce energy, and that energy they are using for the growth and the reproduction. Next, the organism excrete organic material that enrich the soil, okay, that improve the quality of soil. Next, when the organism die, their bodies add to the organic matter in the compost pile. That also help for the composting process and increase the quality of compost. So this is a picture you can see where the fresh organic material plus oxygen. So that means whatever material we require for the composting, that is the fresh organic material with in the presence of oxygen. Yes, it is two types of composting process. One is an aerobic process and one is an anaerobic process. So in aerobic process, you can say the presence of the oxygen, and in anaerobic process, you can see the absence of oxygen. So the fresh organic materials with the presence of oxygen, in the presence of microbes, moisture, and the time, they convert that organic material into compost. Plus, they release the carbon dioxide and plus energy. So these are the byproduct of the composting process, that is compost plus carbon dioxide and energy. So that is actually the reaction which happen at the composting process. Okay. So fresh organic material with the presence of oxygen and in the presence of moisture and organism, they convert into the compost and release CO2 and energy. So this process we require CN ratio, that is carbon and nitrogen ratio. So for to maintain CN ratio, because for this process, for the composting process, the CN ratio is very important, because that ratio is responsible for the biodegradation. Okay, so basically 30 s to 1, 30 carbon and 1 nitrogen. This ratio basically prefer for that composting process. So what should add for the carbon and what should add for the nitrogen? So for carbon you can use leaves, dirt, okay, and other wood chips, and for the nitrogen you can use plant clippings, fertilizers, and coffee grounds. So these are some of the sources you can add for the carbon and nitrogens. Okay, so you have to maintain the ratio of cn ratio, and that is 30 s to 1. So this material, that is carbon material, dry leaves and straw, and nitrogen, food scrap and plants. And for water we require, to maintain the moisture content we require water and oxygen, which is important for that process and for the survival of bacteria and organism. Okay, so some of the few things to avoid from the composting. So one is the meat, next bone, then dairy products, next fats and oils, then pet faces from the dog, cat, and other carnivores, and food ashes. So these are the material we have to add from the composting process. That means we have to separate this waste from that biodegradable organic waste, and after that you can compost that waste. Okay, so this can attract critters you don't want, and may creates bad odors and harmful bacteria and parasite. Okay, so that means which creates unhealthy condition, unhygienic condition, and so that we have to avoid these various things from that biodegradable organic matter. And there's some very important factors that to maintain in the compost process. So that is the one is the CN ratio, carbon nitrogen ratio. Next one is particle size. Next one is moisture content. Next one is pH. Next one is temperature. Next one is air circulation. So these are the various factors that affecting the composting process. Okay. So how they affect composting process, that we're going to discuss. Okay. So the particle size, basically we prefer the smaller particle size. Next, moisture content. So we have to maintain moisture content to maintain the biological process rate, and carbon nitrogen ratio, that is for the responsible for the biodegradation. Next, pH, that also responsible for the biological conversion rate. Temperature, that also important for the biological activities, and air circulation to maintain the aerobic composting. So these are the various factors that affecting the composting process. First one is particle size, moisture content, carbon nitrogen ratio, pH, temperature, and air circulation. So these various factors that we discuss in detail in the next lecture.